If it were not for bad luck, I would have no luck at all.
Drip, drip, drip.
We were putting water in it to crank it up, and found a water leak up front. That was just the steam vent. But then there was water coming completely out of this hole and this hole.
Right.
There's something ain't right in there. That ain't right. Ain't none of that supposed to happen.
Yes. We knew the former owner of this engine. They did not divulge that this might be a problem.
Holy crap.
Perhaps they didn't know. Perhaps that's why it was in the yard.
Perhaps.
These questions and many others will be answered in the spare parts garage. Not today. Probably not tomorrow.
Holy crap.
But it doesn't really matter how it got to be this way. Fact remains, it is this way, so we cannot reject the reality that we currently find ourselves in. So, what are you thinking, Patrick? What's the next move?
Well, after I go have a drink.
Commiseration first.
Yeah. Well, obviously the heads are going to have to come off. If you're going to do that, might as well take it down and check bearings and whatever else. If I'm going to have to go to all this trouble, this engine may end up going. I mean, if it is structurally sound, then I will likely just build this to go into 82. Wow, what a mess! Wow. You know, what do you expect from $200 from the junkyard?
Whoa. And the waters came forth. Wow. That does not look good. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. Smells a little fishy. Are you sure there's not something swimming around in there?
That at the very least. Ooh, look at the head.
Uh-oh. Well.
Right there.
Okay, well, this one I think is going back to the yard. I think there's a little tadpole in there. And we hardly knew you. Time to say goodbye now.
That was right there. That blue water jacket and just had a straight shot into the cylinder because the rest of them look like they're probably okay. It was so close to starting, yet so far. We took both heads off. The pistons and the bores don't look terrible, but we are going to go ahead and flip it over, put it on the engine stand over there, flip it over, and check a couple of rod bearings and a couple of the main bearings, see what they look like, and then make some decisions as to what I need to do. Other than paint this engine stand, because man, it rusts in a hurry.
Yeah. I'm gonna get the paint off, and we found this very large piece of sludge. It's like sludge.
It was obviously in the bottom of the pan and just.
Yeah. So kids, that's why you might want to think about, yeah, you might want to think synthetic oil if you don't want to change it as often. But you still have to change it. Oh, there's like all kinds of debris and stuff in here. Some of it we just introduced, but some of it's been here for a while. Yeah, this is pretty gross. Like a good catch at the time.
All that glitters is not gold.
Let's see, what do we have here? So what were you expecting to see in there?
Well, what you don't want to see is a bunch of copper showing through, and you don't want any gouges in it. And
See a little copper.
And I mean, we're looking at the crank right there, and we are hoping that, again, we don't find anything catastrophic. Everything looks to be okay.
Okay.
I'm going to put it in. Looks good. I am not hating that.
You see some wear in there, it looks like, but doesn't look excessive. I think it might be okay.
Might just be. Not hating any of that stuff. Stick that back in there. Just put the bolts back in. Obviously, we got to tear things down and clean things up. So we're not worried about torquing this right now.
So it looks like you're gonna love it.
Well, the bottom end is fine. I can get remanufactured heads without a core for $500. I think I may give that a whirl. It is a 6-liter after all.
There is that. Well, it looks like this, like the rest of the Phoenix project, is gonna rise from the ashes. More to come.
It's a cold, rainy day here in Spicewood. We are in the middle of the COVID, or trying to avoid the COVID. So far, so good. We'll see how that goes. All right, the 6-liter. Went ahead and pulled it all down last week. All the main bearings look very good. All the rod bearings look fine. But then we come to the cam bearing. Look at that copper. It's like an old penny. So, that block at the very least needs to go to the machine shop, and to hot tank it, Magnaflux it, and then all of those things is gonna be about $300 just to see if the block is savable, and then all the machine work from there. So, that takes this budget build into the zone of a whole different budget. So I am thinking that I am just going to go back to the yard and either pick up a 5.3, or if I can find another 6-liter, great. And I'm afraid this one is just going to become a core. Only one of those heads is probably rebuildable. The other one is so damaged it's not worth it. And of course I've got a box full of parts. But anyway, yeah, the 6-liter. This one is not going into Phoenix.